Since like 9-5, I've been eager for this. Talent on the rise, I'm consistent with this. Trophy is the prize, ain't no gimmicks with this. Okay, now what's left on them? Told you I'ma flex on them. I did it all subtle, ooh, and then I hit that exit on them.
Tonight, Field in Seattle, Washington. It's Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks taking on Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings.
It is a sound like no other when they raise that 12th man flag here in Seattle. We just heard it, and that means it's time for football at CenturyLink Field. These folks love their football in Seattle. This was the scene a moment ago as the home squad came out of the tunnel, and it was just absolutely deafening in this building. They're set for football, so are we, as the Seahawks get set to match up with the Minnesota Vikings.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Carry now for Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook, the Viking ball carrier. The
ball at the 23, 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
Cousins hands to Dalvin Cook.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
He's tackled.
Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
That'll go as a loss of 5. Cook following the penalty. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Dalvin Cook, the Viking ball carrier.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
31-yard line.
Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. Lets it fly for Thielen. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Returnable for Lockett. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. He'll set up to throw from the gun. And he'll get this one out to the 50 to the midfield stripe.
Wilson's pass.
Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual-type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Credit the sack to Shaquem Griffin. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's it's third and even longer, they're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Bobby Wagner, the former second-rounder out of Utah State, with a sack.
But this is what happens when you get behind the chains, as people like to say. When you have obvious passing situations, hard to vary it up and fool a defense.
And you hate those situations if you're an O-lineman, right?
Oh, without a doubt, because you just know they're coming, and you never know exactly how. They can be exotic in their blitzes, or their athletic ability just takes over.
Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. The numbers on the ground for Carson last week, 14 carries, 51 yards.
They've got a nice scheme going right now, and they run the football pretty well. In fact, I was talking with him on the field before the game, and he said he's starting to hear from the guys ahead of him on the rushing yardage total, and they want to know if he's going to jump up there and join them at the top of the list.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 26 and a first down. From Viking territory now, they'll come up first and 10 at the 49-yard line. And a 6-yard gain gets them right around the 43.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Let's go. Quick dash. Go. 14, run it.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 41. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49.
But to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline, and now he's made another mistake.
Yeah, he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then.
First down, Minnesota.
Cousins now to throw on first down. And that will be incomplete. They couldn't hook up on what's going to be the final play of this first quarter. No score after 1 on EA Sports. On 2nd down, Cousins again. Got a man on the right sideline. That's right. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line.
First and goal.
From the 8, they've got it first and goal. They'll run with Cook. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. 2nd and goal from inside the 5.
A 4-yard gain brings up 2nd and goal.
They try again with Cook. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
Cook again, the ball carrier.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. They'll run for it with Cook. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown.
Minnesota.
Dalvin Cook, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are on the board first here tonight. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead, as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating, will we have to make the call? They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
A lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a good return up past the 30, but was it aided by an illegal block or a hold? Let's see. So holding will scratch off some of that return.
And I know fans get frustrated when they see penalties of this sort on kick returns, but it is difficult to do it right against these moving targets at full speed. Hard to do.
Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. On second down now, it's Carson. 5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
Barr brought him down.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Excellent play there on third down. Give them 25 yards.
Seahawks.
Now Wilson.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense.
This is caught inside the 15. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. It's a big play there for Seattle. 43 yards. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. Second down and goal. Wilson. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Chris Carson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
And now out comes Minnesota. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. A throw left side to start out. That's complete. He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally down at the 32-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 43 yards. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. First down. Here's Cousins. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Cousins throw complete to Thielen. Oh, and now some space to operate. Touchdown, Vikings.
Cousins pass.
Adam Thielen, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings have taken the lead. And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate and break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly and oftentimes on the move. And when they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take them into the end zone. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Phillip Dorsett down to return. The Seahawks take over 1st and 10.
Tyler Lockett trotting onto the field, getting set for this next drive. Well, September sure treated him kindly. Now we flip over to October. Any reason to think that those numbers drop, or can he keep the pace up?
Well, he can keep the pace up, but it's going to get a lot more difficult now. To me, it's a lot like baseball. All right, when guys, when they first hit the league, whether it's a pitcher or a hitter, and they go through the league the first time and they're hot, they're going, wow, what a phenom. Then they get tape on them, they get scouting reports, they start to do different things. Let's see if he's going to adapt and expand his game in order to keep up that type of production.
That's a good call because he's a known entity. See how they... And he will score! Touchdown, Seattle! Tyler Lockett, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks just an extra point away from tying this thing up.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop. And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far. But on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. And he's got some space here. There he goes, right side. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Myers connects on the PAT, and the lead is now 21-14. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Kirk Cousins and the Vikings offense back on the field. He's had a solid start to this game, but bottom line is they're losing, so he doesn't care about his stats. He just wants to right the ship on the scoreboard.
He wants to actually increase his stats because he feels like if he does, that means things will get better for his team, maybe get him back into the ball game or into the lead. In these situations, I remember playing with a quarterback once where he actually ran out onto the field first ahead of everyone else just to say, guys, let's go. Try and create that energy, create that spark.
So far, he has 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He'll be looking for that 2nd touchdown now. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. From the gun, here's Cousins. Got him, man, it's right. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On 1st and 10, Cousins. That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. A first down throw for Cousins. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. And the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
A 2nd down throw for Cousins. He will find the rookie from LSU. That's Justin Jefferson. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 36. 12 yards there and a first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Cousins again. Complete. Jefferson to target. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up.
After nearly 30 minutes of football, that touchdown puts us in a position where if they make the extra point, we're right back to even before we start the second half.
He's got it, and we're all tied at 21. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. Here comes Philip Dorsett now to return it. And he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Flag down. This could set him back. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. With that field position after the return wasn't terrific, it's not a great starting field position as well.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. This is Carson. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Play action. It's Wilson. He'll buy some time right. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense.
Well, they'll get the yardage, but they hate to see him take that hit.
They're always trying to cool off a big-time guy throwing the ball, but you have to know when to back off, pull up, and not hit him. There's the penalty.
So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit.
A 29-yard attempt.
And Myers able to knock it through. And with it, they'll take the lead at 24-21. And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
The Seahawks take over first and 10. At their own 21.
So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start first and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Carson, and he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Chris Carson has proven to be a workhorse for the Seattle Seahawks, and they continue to expand his game. We know that he can run inside and be a bruising type of a player, but he has surprising speed to the perimeter, and they've expanded his game now by throwing it to him out of the backfield. In 2019, in the top 10 in the league in touches and yards from scrimmage.
40-yard line. A 7-yard pickup brings up second and 3.
On second down, it's Carson, and he'll be stopped right at midfield. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
Good gain by Chris Carson. Picks up a first down, and you just have to love his running style. Talk about a straight-ahead guy, no-nonsense type of a runner. He's averaged 82 yards a game over the last 2 seasons and had 1,230 yards on the ground in 2019.
They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
Greg Olsen was a big-time pickup for the Seattle Seahawks in the offseason. Spent the last 9 seasons with Carolina as an all-pro, Pro Bowl tight end, and did the same thing before that with the Chicago Bears. Now he moves to the Northwest and gives Russell Wilson a big-time target in the middle of the field.
We sit in quarter number 3 out in Seattle. A second and 10 now. Play action. Now Wilson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. So back-to-back incompletions. Third down here in 10, but you're still in field goal range.
And that's the thing to keep in mind. They're in field goal range. So now you don't take any unnecessary risks, but you try and find a way to get back to what you were doing earlier in the drive in order to finish this one off.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at third and 10. Got Gordon open, completes it. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 15-yard line. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
First and 10.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's first and 10. Now it's Carson. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Rolling to his right. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. Well executed to give them a little cushion.
Well, let's take it into the boxing ring. You talk about them commanding it, keeping the fight where they wanted to, whether it was in the center of the ring or putting them on the ropes because it was jab, jab, jab. And finally, the haymaker to put that drive away.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Pass incomplete.
They have to like what they've done defensively here at the outset of this drive. They forced a couple of incomplete passes, bring up a 3rd and 10. Don't be surprised to bring a little pressure on this snap.
There you go. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
I don't care how you look at it, how you cut it, how you parse it. Adam Thielen continues to be an absolute marvel, coming from where he did, Division III football, to being one of the top receivers in the NFL. But it's going to be vital for the Vikings in 2020 to keep number 19 on the field, especially since he lost his old running mate Stephon Diggs to the Buffalo Bills. And a hamstring injury last year really held his numbers in check. His lowest receiving yardage since 2015. Look for another breakout from Adam Thielen after plays like that.
And the result here the same as the last play. Another tackle behind the line of scrimmage by the Seahawk defense. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Cousins to throw it. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's right. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 37.
1st down, Viking.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
Here's a 1st down throw that's complete. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Vikings in possession of the football, but they need some points. They're trailing here to start the 4th. 2nd and 7, operating from the 34. To throw, Cousins. Setting up the screen for Cook. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
They'll look to make it 3 for 3 on 3rd down conversions. They need a yard here. Maybe a free play here. Cousins got an open man, finding Jefferson. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 16. So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. He has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the...
And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed.
Wilson's pass.
They had him back deep, got the interception, and now they start inside the 10.
Partner forgets starting inside the red zone. They're inside the green zone. From the 10-yard line in, a lot of teams call it that because that's the money zone. Get it into the end zone and make your cash.
5 yards, a good run there, and now second and goal. On second and goal, Cook waiting in the backfield all alone.
Second and goal.
Cousins. And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, his second touchdown of the night. And the Vikings capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. The battle in the trenches never more important than right now. This is 3rd and inches. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. We come up here on 1st and 10. He finds Dorsett. It's complete.
Wilson's pass.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
It's a gain of 5.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Russell Wilson sacked.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. What, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
3rd and long, it's Wilson. He's got him in, complete. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They go play action with Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. To throw again, Wilson. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. picked off inside the 10.
Intercepted by the
They're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the fourth quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
And able to get it across the 20 before they get to him. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
first down.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Darrell Taylor in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Space to maneuver at the 40. And right with it here over the middle. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just a shade under a minute to go in the game. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now Cousins. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Just past midfield.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll run for it. Cook. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Goal at the 1-yard line.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. They run. Cook. He takes it across for the touchdown, and they've taken the lead late in the final minute of the 4th.
Wow. Wow. How many people are watching this one right here who gave up? Because that score, they might want to try and rush back into this stadium.
Yeah, what looks like is going to be the game-deciding score, although a little bit of time left, so you can't count your chickens before they're hatched.
Well, they better come back in here and watch this one because you and I, we're not going anywhere. We want to see this one play out.
Returnable for Dorsett. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Dorsett on the return. The Seahawks take over 1st and 10.
So Wilson and the Seahawks down 35-31. A little over 20 seconds to go. Their undefeated season, it's in danger unless they can score here as they've got a 1st and 10. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the defense helping him out a little bit here late in the 4th.
Yeah, and you're exactly right. And when you're the one doing the chasing, you'll take a little help from the other guys, won't you?
Back to throw. Now a desperation throw. And this is taken in at the 5. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Tyler Lockett with time running out. And the Seahawks are going to retake the lead. Might be seeing that one on the highlight shows tonight. The home run ball here in the 4th quarter to take the lead.
There's nothing like being aggressive, preaching that to your team, and then following through. All the way through. Go ahead and throw one more up there. Why not?
been a great game, and we are not done yet. Extra point up and through by Myers. And it would appear, barring some late heroics, they're going to get out of here with a come-from-behind victory. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
Take over first and 10.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
Let's see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Well, we saw a close game that kept us on the edge of our seats down to that final whistle. And right before that final whistle, defense with one last exclamation mark there, getting the sack to end it.
I love how you phrased it because we were waiting to see what would happen. Obviously, we thought something would happen downfield. Instead, it happens in the offensive backfield, and that's your ball game.
So for the Seahawks, their strong September has carried over to October as they move to 5-0. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll be at home for one next week as the Atlanta Falcons come to town. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a range. Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got her, how I did it. Yeah. Spend the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain. Kick it. Took the flex, I went and bought a chain. Can I kick it? Things ain't been the same. Things change. Can I kick it? People acting different, so
Could count on my power and look at my dogs from way back then, could claim what you saw, but you weren't with us. The higher the climb, the harder the fall, but how did you get up? I done got rich and went broke, then got rich again, just a little hiccup. I done been ballin' this pickup. Remember me being so bummy and being so hungry, I had to eat gristle. How did the lady go miss? How she was magic, she mixed. Met her at one of the functions, we caught a little rhythm. She caught up a friend, they kissed and we dipped it, and that's how we kicked it.
let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a range. Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got her, how I did it. Yeah. Spend the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it?